So where do we need help? We need people that know brewers. We need people that like to go to breweries. And we need people that will go out and help us sign these guys on to the ale trail, the beer trail. Right now, I think we have 9 signed up, roughly 9. We're looking for upwards of 20. So essentially what we're asking you to do is go to a brewery and drink beer with the person who made that beer and have a conversation with them. If that sounds appealing, let us know.
Thank you both very much. The first one supports good works, and the second will help fund many of the activities and events that we do in this club. At this point, I would like to ask you to stand and join Sue Deans with the pledges, Pledge of Allegiance and our 4-way test, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Please be seated unless you have a visitor with you or you're a visiting Rotarian. And I will come around with you and introduce you quickly because we have a tight agenda today.
Thank you.
Please look at the camera.
Why don't you stand up, too? I have 3 guests besides the speaker today, who I will introduce later. The first one will go around the table this way is Dr. Hill Jason, a longtime colleague of mine and the guest speaker. He lives here in Boulder and in Miami. Founded a number of medical schools, etc. Yael Kali, who is visiting us from Israel, is a good friend and colleague of our speaker, as well as on sabbatical here at CU, and she's joining us for lunch and his talk. And then finally, last but not least, is Tricia Reeves, who's the wife of our speaker and professor of social work at the University of Georgia.
I should introduce you as a guest.
I will just say Andy Briscoe always used to say when I came in, "Oh, a visiting Rotarian." And I am, in fact, Due's current Rotarian, though you wouldn't know it. So I'm Patty Limerick, and I'm very fortunate to have with me my co-teacher, Alice Baumgartner, just finished her PhD at Yale. She and I taught a course together last semester, and there are so many adventures. The stories are endlessly fascinating, and I hope you will seek us out to hear about our adventures in teaching. She's got a job at University of Southern California, one of the rare tenure track jobs, and so I should be very happy about that, but it means that she'll depart. So weeping over someone getting a tenure track job, I guess I can do it. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce Allison Billings. She's the new CEO at Impact on Education. Been here about 4 months in this job, came from Charlotte, where she managed a nonprofit. She was here 20 years ago and helped with Fast Track, so she's somewhat familiar with Colorado. But anyway, I asked Allison to just say a few quick things about Impact and crayons.
Perfect. Thank you, and thanks for having me. At everyone's table, we put just a couple of pieces of information about the Crayons to Calculators program. I know many of you have much more experience with this program than I do, and so thank you for everyone who's volunteered their time over the years. This is a program that provides backpacks and school supplies to every child in need in Boulder County. So Boulder Valley School District and the St. Vrain Valley School District. This year we need to provide 11,274 backpacks, which is a very heavy lift. So at your tables are the information, the school supplies we are looking for, as well as information about donating. And I know that Rotary often sends fantastic volunteers. This year is no exception. So if you haven't signed up for a volunteer shift and you have the opportunity to come in July, or you have folks that you can help recruit to provide donations or come help volunteer to stuff backpacks, we would really welcome it. It takes the whole community to pull this off, and we are one of the few communities that's able to meet these huge needs of providing school supplies to all the kids who need them. So thank you.
Hello, my guest today is Dixon Dick, and I met Dixon in Longmont through kind of the innovation startup community there, where he's been very active in a number of organizations. CoSolve, which is kind of a joint work area for startups that offers a lot of support and activity. He's very active in Startup Longmont, which is an organization which helps to promote and foster innovation and entrepreneurship in Longmont. And he is the founder of a new company called Arc Thought, which is working on making cities smarter.
While I'm walking back here, I will introduce my own guest and friend, Sharon Niels, who's back there, and she has her application in for membership.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mike Crops. I'm a visiting Rotarian from the Rotary Club of Altamont Springs, Florida. I don't know if you know where Altamont Springs is, but it's Orlando. So we're up here to enjoy the food, the sight scenery, and to get away from that blasted Florida summer weather. So thank you for having me.
Welcome.
It's my pleasure to introduce the two most important women in my life. On the far left is my wife, Constance Holden from the Boulder Valley Club, whom most of you already know. And to my immediate left is my daughter, Kelly Powell, who's a special ed teacher in a suburb of Houston, Pearland, and she's in Boulder because she's going to do Machu Picchu and she needs some altitude training. Please welcome these ladies.
So we have a fairly big crowd here. I have 3 young people here who are going to the Young Ryla and Ryla programs, as well as one parent. So I'll start with the youngsters here. Teague Moffitt. They're gonna say a quick hello. I'll try to be real brief. He's from Casey Middle School.
Hi, I'm Teague Moffitt. I'm from Casey Middle School, and I'm doing Young Ryla this summer.
Okay. Next is Riley Lackey. She goes to Peak to Peak. That would be just less. Okay, Peak to Peak Charter School.
Hi, I'm Riley Lackey. I go to Peak Charter School, and I'm going to Young Ryla.
And finally, Emily Zhu, who is at Fairview. Why don't you say just a few words?
Hi, I'm Emily Xu. I go to Fairview and I'm doing Ryla. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Finally, Riley's father, Skip, is also here visiting with us, so welcome him, please.
Hello, everyone. I'd first like to introduce my brother-in-law, Bill Anderson. Bill is with Hanley and Anderson. He is a newly formed class action litigation firm. He now has Fridays off, so not off, but more free than they used to be. So he can come by and check out Rotary and possibly look at joining. I'd also like to introduce the other Mr. Moffitt here, Baxter. The whole Moffitt family is going to join us at Rotary eventually. But Baxter is headed to Switzerland for Outbound next year, and I'd like to let him say just a couple of words.
Hi, my name is Baxter Moffitt. I go to Boulder High School, be a junior next year, and I'm going to Switzerland on the long-term exchange program for the full year. So I am very excited and want to thank you guys all for that very much.
Hi, I'm Rotarian, fairly new, about 2 years, and Nancy Chin Wagner, and I brought one guest, and I'm introducing another guest. So I'm introducing Lisa Powers right here. She is a retired cosmetologist, been in the Boulder area for over 50 years. And I have over here is Chelsea Delamalier. I'm trying hard to say that, but it's a wonderful French last name. She is just graduated from University of Northern Colorado with her MA in Sports Administration, and she's now working for the Boy Scouts of America as the district executive for the Indian Peaks area.
Thank you. Anybody we missed? Thank you very much.
Thank you all so much. We're delighted to have you here this first formal day, I guess, of summer. So, Laura Smith and Chrissy Bowen, we have a membership induction.
Hi, everybody. Yes, I do still exist. I would like to introduce Christina Chrissy Bowen. Note there is no H in either of those names. Was born and raised right outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She first came to Boulder in 2004 to work for a campus ministry serving CU Boulder. Since 2001, Chrissy has served at universities all over the country, including SUNY Cortland, Salve Regina University, Fairfield University, U Sciences, Drexel University, Eastern University, and the University of Pennsylvania. She is currently a board member for an ecumenical campus ministry, the Christian Association at the University of Pennsylvania. Chrissy studied mass communication and public relations at the University of Delaware, ministry for a multicultural church at the Franciscan School of Theology / Graduate Theological Union in California, and clinical counseling at Eastern University in Pennsylvania. She has worked in the nonprofit sector advocating for environmental protection, and she has served in higher education via counseling and ministry roles. Chrissy first learned about Rotary in high school when she received a scholarship to attend a week-long leadership training. As a participant and now co-chair of Boulder New Generations Rotary Club, Chrissy still enjoys volunteering and connecting with organizations with the right volunteers. She resides in South Boulder with her chocolate lab, Boulder, and enjoys going on hikes, playing volleyball, reading, being an eco-leader for the city, and learning to play the cello. So on behalf of BNGRC, please welcome Chrissy Bowen.
Thank you both. We're delighted to have you, and Chrissy is a new co-chair. So now Willie Knierim and his lovely friend, well, no, we're not supposed to say things like that, and Emily Lucero.
Since she was young, Emily has always been confident.
I'd like to introduce mystery guest number 1.
Since she was young, Emily has always been confident and motivated. In fact, getting her to try new and challenging things was simple. All I had to do was tell her she shouldn't try that. It's too hard. You'll never be able to do that. And yep, it was done.
Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We're all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. To our hero and our light.
Her mom and dad, Todd and Christine. Mystery guest number 2.
Believe it or not, her competitive nature extended to her as a student. A good example is when she sandbagged her request to be my study partner and then proceeded to get a higher score on her first exam. I think it was a trap because I continued to study with this smart, beautiful woman, determined to beat her on the next exam. And for the record, I did. But what I was not expecting was to find the woman of my dreams, the woman I love, Emily Hunsucker.
Her husband, and mystery guest number 3.
I met Emily when she applied for a position at my firm. Emily is a wealth advisor and vice president of our Boulder branch. I was extremely impressed by the success that she had on the CU track and field team, where she became an All-American and current record holder in the hammer throw. I was also a little bit intimidated. Emily had equal success in the classroom, where she earned her degree in finance. Emily cares deeply about her clients' finances, but also their general well-being. She exemplifies the drive and commitment to help her clients succeed. It is an honor to call her my colleague.
And her colleague, Andy McLaughlin. And so Emily's daughter, wife, and financial counselor, and she has a Rotarian's heart and now has a blue badge.
What a guy. What a guy. Yay. Thank you all so much. Good job. Oh my God. Thank you. Well, Willie wanted something special, so leave it to the teacher to do it just right, and Emily and Chrissy. Gary, at this point, if you would come up. I did mention that today might be a little bit different. The agenda on the table is accurate. The order is not so much. But anyway, at this point, Gary, if you would introduce our speaker, we'll look forward to that. Thank you. I was going to say thank you very much, Tom, and know that maybe you'll be around for questions as we have at this point. Pam is going to talk a bit about literacy, so take it away.
Whittier Elementary School is on Pine Street, and it has been part of the education system in Boulder Valley School District for the last 132 years. 3 years ago, 3 teachers in the 3rd grade, 3 3rd grade teachers, I knew I'd mess it up, decided to create a journaling project so that their students would have an opportunity to reach out and learn from other members of the Boulder community. Can we have number 2? Okay. Bobby Brown found out about this project and brought it to our attention. And so for 2 years, we have been journaling with Whittier Elementary 3rd graders. Let's see. Go ahead for the next slide. If your name is on this list, would you please stand up? And if you've been journaling with Whittier and I forgot to put your name on the list, go ahead and stand up anyway. Okay, these people that you see on the list and standing here have taken on the task of journaling every other week for approximately 30 weeks. Each Friday, these Rotarians bring in their journals, written in and ready to go to Whittier. The following Friday, they pick them up, take them home, and then bring them back the next Friday, written in and ready to go to their journaling partners. So let's just take a minute here and give a little applause for all these people. Does anyone recognize this picture? This is Willie's porch, okay? Willie, would you please stand up? Each week, if Rotarians are unable to bring their journal into Rotary, they can take it to Willie's house and put it on Willie's porch, and on Monday, Willie will make sure that their journals get to Whittier Elementary. Also, if you cannot pick up your journal, Willie will make sure it gets here so that it can be picked up. So Willie, in keeping with Marty's theme of you are an apple of our eye, we would like to present you with an apple and a certificate as a thank you for all that you have done the past 2 years to make this happen. Now, when you journal with third graders, it's kind of like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And this is an example of a third grader who has really become fairly accomplished with the skill of writing. And then there are other third graders that are just getting acquainted with using pencil and paper. Chad, would you stand up? Where's Chad? There he is. Okay, yes. Every week, Chad had to spend probably 2, 3, or 4 times more time, energy, and effort in understanding what his journaling student was trying to say. And he was always able to respond appropriately because he put in all of that extra time, energy, and effort. So, Chad, we would like to also present you with an Apple of Our Eye award. Thank you for all of the dedicated effort. Okay, next slide, please. If your name is on this list, would you please stand up? Okay. Now, while you're standing there, would Jean Lindicki, Rod Tunge, and Bobby Brown please come up to the podium? The Reading Partner Program is a program that we developed 4 years ago where Boulder Rotarians team up with Boulder Valley School District and go into the schools every week and help with students who are needing extra support in literacy. These people just do it every week and have been doing it approximately 30 weeks every year for 4 years. So let's give everybody, first of all, let's give everybody that's on this list that was standing and these folks, let's give them a big hand. Jean Lindicki. Can we have the next slide? Jean Lindicki has been participating in the Reading Partner Program since it began 4 years ago. I don't know exactly how many hours a week she has been going each year. I calculate that she has been spending at least somewhere between 120 and 320 hours in the schools, helping children with their literacy needs. So in keeping with Marty's theme of you are an apple of our eye, we're presenting you with an apple and with your certificate from all of us. And all, do you want me to have this one? Recently, Bobby Brown, can we have the next slide? Bobby Brown mentioned to me, do you realize I've been going to Whittier Elementary to participate in the Reading Partner Program for 4 years? And the funny part of it was, out in my car was an apple. I had already calculated that he had been doing that for 4 years, dedicating his time every week for 30 weeks out of the year for 4 years, and again, somewhere between 120 and 320 hours of his life, dedicated to help students who need literacy help at Whittier. So thank you, Bobby. Okay. I apologize. There were two of us that were going to get a picture of Rod in action, and both of us ended up sick. So we didn't get a picture of Rod in action. But Rod has been volunteering for 4 years, approximately 30 weeks every year, for somewhere between 120 and 320 hours. You're going to have to ask these folks how long they've been doing this. And he's been out at Sanchez Elementary, giving part of his week to supporting literacy in the schools. So Rod, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Now, the next slide. How many people in this room have sponsored a child through the Imagination Library? Please stand up. Look around and see your neighbor, and let's applaud for you and and your neighbor. So, Marty, I think our club is very dedicated to literacy. Thank you.
Thank you all so very, very much. It does mean the world to those children, I'm sure, and for all of us who've ever experienced trying to work with a child in that writing situation or reading it, it really is a wonderful gift that just keeps on giving. At this time, if somebody in the building has this number, 1757334, would he or she please stand up? Let me repeat it. Oops. You got it, Aaron? Okay. I can't tell you the dollar amount, but I know there is money, and so we can work with Wendy later. But thank you, and thank you for supporting our scholarships.
Hello, Rotarians and guests, and welcome back from Rotation Day. Thanks to the committee chair, Aaron Rattay, for last week's rotation. This is the PowerPoint for June 22nd, 2018.
And congratulations to Bill Rubin, president of Rocky Mountain RILA.
With a term of 23 years. Congratulations to you, Bill.
Man, this is really living.
We're committed to the art and nothing stop us. Not even a train, plane, tractor, or a bus. We feel the rhythm inside the marrow of our bones. And we fascinated by the music sounds and headphones.
Box beats brings me a relevant speech like
Fine wine, good food, Rotarian friends. Boulder Rotary Club members and their guests are invited to the Wine to Water event at View of the World Gallery in Boulder, where fine wines, delicious food, and laughter with friends will be abound. The Wine to Water Committee is in need of volunteers to help with the event coordination to ensure this fun evening runs smoothly. Please contact John McGruer. Please contact Joanna Kane to reserve your tickets, $60 a person.
Hey, and do you know about the Boulder Beer Trail? Well, for the past few months, the Boulder Beer Trail Committee has been working to bring our trail to life. Once it is up and running, we hope to generate $10,000 or more for our club each year. But we're at a critical point for this project, and we need more breweries and Darryl Brown to participate. Contact Larry Dries or Bill Sebastian if you can help. Some committee briefs and announcements here. The book club. Well, I hope you started reading Mountains Beyond Mountains, because the next Boulder Rotary Book Club meeting will be Monday, July 9th at 6 p.m. at Anne Marie Reader's Home. Please let Anne-Marie know if you plan to attend and ask co-chairs Sue Deans or Darla Sheep with any questions.
Help create a culture of peace. Be a peace builder. You're invited to check out the Peace Builder Committee. See Sam Pottinger for details.
That's the next happy hour will be on June 26th from 5 p.m. until midnight or 7 p.m., whichever comes first. Come celebrate summer at the Rayback Collective and bring friends, family members, coneheads, and colleagues. We're going to meet outside at the picnic tables, and that place is fun, let me tell you.
Crayons to calculators. We are recruiting volunteers for stuffing backpacks chock-a-block full of school supplies. We have 2-hour shifts scheduled July 9th, 11th, 16th, and 19th at Mesa Elementary in Boulder to stuff the packbacks. Please see George Browning, Don James, or Larry Johnson at our meeting today or next week to sign up.
Deja vu all over again. Next week's program was rescheduled, but it's next week now. June 29th is Kim Kupanis and B Corporations.
B Corp's vision is that one day all companies compete not only to be the best in the world, but to be the best for the world. Be best!
Well, this has been the Rotary Club PowerPoint for June 22nd, 2018. Why don't you say it with Sally and I now? Everybody, have a great weekend.
Thank you all to the Browns for that. Last but not least, George, we have some birthitarians that are
Yes,
in
we
the room
do.
or not.
Hello. You know, when they first came out about replacing doctors, being a doctor myself, they had a bunch of people volunteer to be beta testers, and they were all doctors' wives. Happy birthday to Gregory Gentry, classification associate professor in music, brought in the club by Marty Evans. Sarah Amarani, brought in the club by Darla Schuth, education. Paul Jurdy, brought in the club by Patrick Limerick. Patricia Limerick. I'm sorry. Patty Limerick, classification University Administration. Marion Joros, Don Margolis, investment advisor. Dave Hoover, brought in the club by Sandy Bracken. Manufacturing, Cindy Angel, brought in the club by Valerie Simpson, security services. Peter Clifton Ewing, brought in the club by David Sabat. He's an ex-president of this club and ex-district governor and everything.
Well, I don't have a lot to say, except that having heard and seen everything that we talked about in this club, who wouldn't be proud to be a Rotarian? I certainly am. Thank you.
Alexa Park was brought in the club by Sam Pottinger, classification owner and entrepreneur. John Moseliak, Sam Pottinger, classification management. And Don James, brought in the club by Wynn Kinsley, travel agent and retired. And happy birthday, Don.
I'll be brief. I just wanted to say that it's been a pleasure and an honor to be part of this club. And then I realized recently that I've been a member of Boulder Rotary for half of my life now.
Be sure and sit at the birthday table. Thank you very much.
Thank you all for being here, and in deference to the time, we'll just hold off a few other tidbits until next week, June 29. In the meantime, have an awesome weekend.